What's up, family? Trail here, and America is under attack. Today, I'm going to get you caught up with what's going on around the world, from the winter Arctic blizzard to Christmas Day messages to America is being under attack. And then after that, I want to get your opinion on a few things, so make sure that you stay until the end. But before we get started, you guys already know what to do. Make sure that you'll subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Starting off with the Arctic winter blast. Yes, guys, this is pretty much they are calling a once-in-a-lifetime blizzard. And now it has killed at least 27 people in western New York alone. Yes, guys, a blizzard that paralyzed western New York over the Christmas weekend has killed more than 24 people, according to the local officials. And crews continue to struggle to dig out of the snow region around Buffalo from its fierce winter storm that they have seen in decades. And with the snow continuing to fall on top of more than 4 feet that has been dumped on Buffalo since the blizzard took shape on Friday, New York's second largest city stood as ground zero for a storm the governor called an epic once-in-a-lifetime weather disaster. Now again, guys, like I said, 27 people alone have died in just New York City, or New York State, right? But anyways, guys, there have been also other individuals that have died from this winter storm in other states as well. So this has been pretty much one of the deadliest winter storms that we have seen ever, if not for the last several decades. So again, guys, this storm is not over yet. It is still sweeping through the United States, and pretty much, guys, you definitely want to be on high alert because this storm is still continuing to drop tons of snow in certain areas. But again, guys, in the meantime, we will continue to keep those individuals in our prayers in the meantime, as well as their families. This is definitely not a good time to be losing one of our loved ones during the Christmas and the New Year season. So anyways, guys, keep them in your prayers. Moving on. Hey, we did hear a few messages that was released by current presidents as well as the former presidents in regards to Christmas Day, and I definitely want to share this information with you, and I want to get your opinion on it, so definitely be able to chime in down below in the comment section. And I'm just going to skip over to specific messages right here. We did receive a Christmas message on Christmas Day from the former president Barack Obama, in which he said, look, Merry Christmas, everybody. One of the best parts of the holiday season is getting to spend time with the special people in our lives. I hope you all have a wonderful and joyful Christmas, according to the former president Barack Obama. And then we heard from the current president Joe Biden, in which he posted a photo of him and the First Lady Jill Biden finishing up their Christmas tree on Saturday night. And then he also tweeted on Christmas Day, he said, look, Jill and I wish you a very Merry Christmas. We hope you and your loved ones are surrounded by love, happiness, and cheer this holiday season. So again, guys, that was from President Joe Biden. And then we also heard from the former president Donald Trump, and he tweeted out a message, and this is what he said. On this very cold but beautiful Christmas Day, look at our nation now on the southern border compared to only a short time ago during the Trump administration. We had the most secure border in our history versus the horror show that this is happening right now, with record-setting numbers of people, many of them hardened criminals, including killers, human traffickers, and drug dealers, pouring into our country at a rate the likes of which we have never seen before. The USA is dying from within. Yes, guys, that was the message from the former President Donald Trump. Now, I want to get your opinion on this because, as you can see from the previous two messages, they were pretty enlightening in regards to Christmas Day. A lot of us are definitely enjoying that with our family and friends. But then kind of the message from the former President Donald Trump was a little bit dark, I believe. But I want to get your take on this, guys. What do you think about this Christmas Day message? Do you feel that this was appropriate and the appropriate time to post this message? Or do you wish wish that he would have posted this on a different day, such as today. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm not necessarily biased to one side or the another. I know definitely I celebrate Christmas and I love to see these joyous Christmas messages, but I want to get your take on this. So be sure to let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about these particular messages. And then moving on, guys, we do want to talk about what recently happened on Christmas Eve, in which you know that the migrants are trying to cross over into the country, in which the White House is trying to get rid of Title 47. I believe that's what it's called. But anyways, in regards to that, if you know what I'm talking about, a busload of migrants went from Texas all the way to the Vice President Kamala Harris's home on Christmas Eve. As you can see right here in this title, guys, busloads of migrants were dropped off near Kamala Harris's home on Christmas Eve. Now it says that several busloads of migrants were dropped off outside of Washington, D.C., residents of VP Kamala Harris's, apparently the latest in an escalating battle between the state officials and the Biden administration over the country's immigration policy. A total of 3 busloads of migrants arrived at the Naval Observatory where Harris lives on Saturday evening. Now, you guys know that the White House and the Biden administration have been battling over this issue about whether or not to allow these migrants to cross over into the border. And we do know that some of the GOP states or Republican states are definitely not for it. So there is a huge battle because of this. And when you have the Democrats calling and saying that this should be allowed for them to cross over at any given time, and they don't necessarily control any of the border states, but the Republicans governors, they are controlling these Republican states in which is on the line of the border, in which they are not for this. They want the border to be shut off to where no migrants can be able to come over into this country. So there is a huge disparity between the two in regards to this. But as the Biden administration continues to allow these individuals to cross over into the country because the White House is not doing anything about it, the Republican governors such as Greg Abbott of Texas is not happy about this. So what are they doing? They are saying that, look, if the White House and the Biden administration wants to allow these individuals to cross over into the country, we're going to go ahead and put them on a bus and send them their direction. I definitely thought this was very unique and very creative, I would think. And yes, guys, that is exactly what's happening. And these particular buses came from Texas, in which we did hear from the White House, and they have pretty much denounced the migrants being bused to the VP's home in freezing Christmas Eve. So again, guys, yes, that is exactly what's going on, and there continue to be a battle in regards to this, which the former President Donald Trump talked about this a little bit in his Christmas message as well. But anyways, guys, what do you think about this? Because this is it's a very touching subject right here, guys, especially depending on what side that you sit on. Me personally, I do not believe that they need to be freely coming over into this country. I do need to believe that there should be some processes and some regulations in place to allow certain individuals to be able to cross over into the border. That is my stance, but I know a lot of people are against that. Some people don't want them coming over at all. And then some people want them to just come over freely because they are just looking for a free place to live. They want to find some work and they want to do what's right for them and their family. So I get it on both sides, but I think that there needs to be a process to prevent the unlawful crossing over the border. And guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you believe that the Republican governors should be busing these particular migrants over into the Democratic states such as Washington, D.C.? Me personally, I don't believe that they should be busing them directly to the Democratic states. However, I do believe that we need to get all of the governors in place to decide what is the best form of action that they need to take in regards to this influx of more than 400,000 migrants crossing over the border. But anyways, guys, that is just my take on it. I have my own opinion. I'm sure you have yours, but I want to hear what yours is. So definitely comment down below and let me know how you feel about this, whether or not you agree with it or you disagree with it, and what can we do, because the government, obviously, they need a little bit of help. But anyways, guys, moving on. Hey, there has been another physical attack on a power grid in the United States. And like I said, guys, America is under attack. And a lot of times we are under attack by our own individuals in this country. But Anyways, guys, it says right here that people are shooting, sabotaging, and vandalizing electrical equipment in the United States at a pace unseen in at least a decade, amid signs that domestic extremists hope to use blackouts to sow some of the unrest. But again, guys, this is just another episode in which we saw this over a month ago. But now, guys, the U.S. power grid is suffering a decade-high surge in attacks as extremists, vandals, and cyber criminals increasingly take aim at the nation's critical infrastructure. Physical and computerized assaults on the equipment that delivers electricity are at their highest level since at least 2012, including 101 reported this year through the end of August, according to the federal records examined by Politico. Now, the previous peak was the 97 incidents recorded for all of 2021, but this year's tally doesn't even include 2022's most visible attacks thus far. The shootings of two Duke Energy substations that recently happened about a month ago, which knocked out power to about 45,000 people in Moore County, North Carolina, and the lights went dark on Christmas Day for about 14,000 customers in Washington State after 4 Tacoma Public Utilities and Puget Sound Energy substations were vandalized. With no suspects in custody, the Pierce County Sheriff's Department said in a statement on Sunday. But so far, guys, it is unknown if there are any motives of this was a coordinated attack on the power systems or if it was just an accident. But anyways, guys, yes, authorities are investigating this right now. They'll probably get the FBI involved in it as well. But guys, you need to be mindful of this because it could happen in your local area as well. You just never know exactly where this is going to happen. But again, guys, you need to be proactive and prepare for this just in case it does happen, because like we saw in North Carolina, those individuals were out of electricity for at least a week. I'm sure they lost all of the food in their refrigerators, as well as they probably wasn't able to get their cars out or charge their cars if they had an EV car and things like that, guys. So anyways, guys, be mindful of that because it could happen to you. Moving on, guys, and a little bit of good information, because we do have a recent message from the current president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, in which now Putin is saying that, look, he's ready to negotiate with everyone involved over the Ukraine war. This is kind of shocking, right? As he continues to pound bombs and stuff like that all over Ukraine. But anyways, guys, this is really some good news. So we definitely want to be happy for this. But let's find out exactly what he is talking about. Yes, the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, said that he's ready to negotiate with everyone involved in the war with Ukraine. Putin told Russian news reporters in an interview that aired on Russian media on Sunday that the Kremlin is ready to negotiate, but their enemy are the ones refusing to talk. Could this be true, or could it just be one of Putin's lies? But anyways, guys, the comments from the Russian leader follow intense Russian shelling on the Ukrainian city of Kherson on Christmas Eve that killed at least 10 people and injured more than 50 individuals. Ukrainian President Zelensky denounced Russia as absolute evil on Saturday following the deadly strikes, which he said were for the sake of intimidation and pleasure. Zelensky and President Biden discussed what a just peace would look like when Zelensky visited the United States last week on Wednesday for his first international trip since the war started back in February. And Zelensky has laid out a series of 10 conditions that must be met for peace to be achieved in Ukraine, including total Russian withdrawal from Ukrainian territory. And this would also include a Russian withdrawal from the Crimean Peninsula under the Ukrainian demands. And Russia seized Crimea in 2014 following a Russian-backed referendum that was condemned by most of the international community as illegal. So again, guys, hey, this is some very good news if Putin is telling the truth that he's ready to negotiate. Is he really ready to end this war, considering that he has probably pretty much lost this war? I'm a little bit skeptical because of this, because we don't know Putin as being someone willing to give up and look bad in front of the media, as well as his Russian individuals that worship him. But anyways, guys, we'll just take this with a grain of salt, and hopefully this is definitely some good news on the horizons. Could we end this war before the end of this year? That might be a little bit too soon, but hey, guys, we can just keep our hopes alive, guys. But anyways, guys, we do have a message from the former ambassador in which he says he knows exactly why Vladimir Putin is offering to negotiate to end this war in Ukraine. And I want to go ahead and play this for you today. Let's see what he has to say, guys.
How do you interpret Putin now saying he's ready to negotiate some sort of settlement with Ukraine?
Of course he is. He's losing on the battlefield. All he can do is attack civilian targets and make Ukrainians miserable. That's the only thing he's got to do. And he's being pushed out of the country. He's being pushed out of Ukraine. So now he would like to stop, negotiate, cease fire, hold on to what he's got, and put the burden on the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians say, look, we're happy to negotiate. The Russians just need to get out of our country.
You know, it's interesting because over the weekend, for the first time, Putin actually called this a, quote, war. In the past, you could be arrested in Russia if you called it a war. You had to call it a special military operation.
Exactly. You would go to jail if you called it a war, and it slipped out from President Putin. He said, it's a war that we have to end. It is a war, and that is getting through to Russian people. They're understanding that they're, A, in a war, B, they're losing that war. And so that's why he's now talking about negotiations.
So yeah, guys, you heard it right here, guys. That is what the ambassador has stated, in which it does sound that that's pretty much the reason as to why he is ready to negotiate ending this war, which is very shocking to see that Putin actually used the word war, because over the last 10 months or so, he has yet to be able to use that word war. But anyways, guys, this is just the latest information on the war in Ukraine, and hopefully Putin is serious about withdrawing his troops from Russia if the other countries involved, including the United States, is ready to talk about it and negotiate how they can come together and end this war. But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below. They really help out this channel. And some of the links offer opportunities for you to get some free cash in your pockets. Those links are down below. But anyways, guys, hey, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.